This is Dwayne Douglas from the Student Body Right USC podcast. We made some remarks in this episode about the Mark Sanchez situation. Um, we didn't know exactly what happened, so it seemed like it took a whole different turn. So they're not big remarks, but I was like I said, it's all parties were not informed 100% about like what actually happened. So we're getting more information on the Mark Sanchez stuff, and as we get more information, we'll be able to talk about it a little bit more. But just so you know, this episode was recorded the minute that information got disclosed that he had that incident in Indianapolis, and that's it. Enjoy the show.
On the breaking news we brought you earlier, former football star Mark Sanchez has now been arrested and charged with battery after an incident that left him stabbed overnight in Indianapolis. Police just telling us Sanchez was arrested at the hospital on suspicion of battery with injury, unlawful entry of a motor vehicle, and public intoxication. All of those charges misdemeanors. Once again, former NFL quarterback Mark Sanchez arrested after an incident where he himself was stabbed overnight. We'll be following this story. I'm Micah Jachi. Thanks.
Welcome to the Put On Waivers Media Group, home of the Put On Raiders podcast and the Student Body Right podcast. This is your place for the best breakdowns and the best insight for those who fight on and bleed silver and black. Now, here are your hosts, Dwayne Douglas and Ryan Holmes.
And welcome everybody to the glorious episode of the Student Body Rights USC podcast. I'm your host, Dwayne Douglas, along with Coach B, and we are podcasting off the beautiful shores of the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful day out here in Southern California. PORSP is my Twitter handle, so check me out there. Also on Instagram at Put On Waivers _podcast. That's Put On Waivers _podcast. Coach B is BLUEDVL21.
Yes, sir.
On Instagram. I mean on Twitter. Any he's talking trash because the Dodgers. Let's see.
Hey,
let's go.
I'm worried,
Let's go.
I'm worried this with the series though.
This morning, Siri, I told Siri to play some music, and she's playing the Roots. So hopefully that happened from Philly, so I can get some love, get some love. Let's see if they can do that. Two of my baseball enemies are already gone, so hopefully two more go this series. So definitely want to thank everybody. You guys have listened to the show, watched the show. We appreciate it. Like 60% of you guys are watching the show but not subscribed. It's just easy click. Just go ahead and subscribe to the show. And also, if you look at the screen right now, you definitely we have all these. We have something new for you, or something I brought back. A lot of folks have said, "Hey, I'd be in the car, I'd be at the gym. I just want to listen. I don't got time to watch." Every single podcasting platform will have our show. So whether it's Apple, or the Spotify, iHeartRadio, you can find our show there. So I put it back on. It's a little bit of work on my end when the shows are recorded, but enough people who text me and text the show and did all that stuff. It's worth. I think it's definitely worth it because I know you guys are listening. And I just did a Raider show, and it was very well received on the podcast platform. So I really appreciate that as well, folks. All right. I really appreciate some run defense as well. So hopefully we get it next week against as the Trojans get a bye week this week and get healed and get ready to go on Sunday. I'm sorry, on next Saturday. First of all, Coach B is you've coached the defensive side of the ball. My question to you is, obviously, every defense you have a defense or a defensive coordinator puts together isn't the 85 Bears, right? So there's holes in you know where your holes are, you know where your weaknesses are. So you didn't face a great running game against Illinois, not at all. But when you are struggling to get to stop the run and you're giving up and you're consistently, the team you're playing is in second and 7, or second and 2, or 3rd and 1, consistently on long drives. how do you get them out of running the football? Because obviously, USC's meal ticket is their pass rush and their blitz, but you have to kind of earn the right to rush the passer.
Right, and that's the thing, right? But you have to run blitz, right? There's things you still can run blitz, right? We can run blitz, we can press the gaps. I think what coach is trying to do right now is bothering me, right? Because he's expecting us to get home and be able to stop run two gap with four people. We're not that team yet. We're too young for that,
Yep.
right? And that's what's causing it. You remember I told you early in the season when I'm watching the Purdue game and I'm watching the Georgia Southern and I'm watching, I said we can't stop the run. I said we can't stop the run. We
Yep.
have a problem in our run defense because I saw on crucial downs they were able to run the ball and get first downs. They saw it as well as the offense was seeing on crucial downs, on third downs, third and sixes, third and fives, crucial downs where you're trying to just get some yards, hope you get a first down. If you don't, you're okay with punting it. They're getting first downs, right? So
Mm-hmm.
we saw last week, third down, they get third and 8 and they get a first down
Yep.
running the football. So what we have to be able to go back to do is say we're going to run blitz. We're going to run blitz, and if we have a tendency, I feel like your tendency is to run on first down. I'm going to run blitz first down, right? If you have a tendency to do this, we have to play the tendencies, and that's what we haven't been doing. We
Yeah.
haven't been playing those tendencies to say, I'm going to run blitz you on first down. I'm going to stop you here, and once I stop you here, we're good to go. Now we earn the right to rush the passer. Now we got you in second and distance.
Yep.
We earned the right to rush the passer now. He hasn't been doing that. He's letting people live on first down.
Yeah.
He's letting a lot of these teams that shouldn't be in games was live on first down. If we take away first down and say we're not going to allow you to run, we're going to play man across the back. I don't know what his play calling is now because he's not blitzing as much. So I don't know what he's doing now, why he's so afraid to blitz, or if he feels so like we have the pieces where we don't need to blitz. But going into last week, we don't have the pieces. They're not there.
Yeah, no question about it. I just want to a quick Trojan note. I don't know what happened, but I guess Mark Sanchez, according to TMZ, who's pretty accurate, Mark Sanchez got stabbed in Indianapolis. So
Really?
yes, and then just posted 10 minutes ago. So thoughts and prayers to Mark Sanchez, number 6.
Wow.
Yeah, that's wild. That's really wild for that to happen. So man, you got head got to be in a swivel. Nowadays, you really can't go nowhere. So definitely thoughts and prayers to Mark Sanchez. From TMZ, Mark Sanchez stabbed in Indianapolis, in the hospital with severe injuries. So tough news. Yeah. So again,
I wonder if he was calling the game. Well, no, because the Raiders play the Colts.
I think the Raiders play the Colts this week. So I wonder if I bet you that's the only reason why he'd probably be in Indianapolis. Like I'm thinking, you know what I mean? So like, yeah, you're probably right. I mean, he probably was doing that game. So yeah, that's brutal. That's brutal, man. That's really brutal, bro. That's terrible. Yeah. That's bad. Bad stuff. Took a turn there for us for a little bit. Yeah, I think the thing about it too is like, you talked about that part of it, and like it put a bunch of people on the defensive line as if it was third and long. I mean third and long, right? So like they don't know who's coming, and then if you get call their bluff because
Right.
because they might because Luke Altmaier is a veteran quarterback. He's a solid college quarterback. I don't think he's spectacular, but he's a solid college quarterback.
Sure.
Let him say, you know what? I don't know which one of these dudes is coming, or if they're gonna drop out of this. So I gotta take the runoff, and I gotta force myself to pass.
Right.
And because in that situation, then maybe you get a free blitzer, you get him in third and long, but they didn't do anything to really
we haven't done anything all year. You've seen it. We haven't made any adjustments all year. It's basically been, in the way I feel, and this game is going to really tell it, is we have to score to take you off the run. Our offense,
yes, and I think that's the reason.
Live like that.
Yeah, you can't live like that. Yeah, and I think that's the reason why a lot of folks are like Lincoln, kick it, or defer. He probably does that because let's get up 7-0. If I get a
Yeah.
stop, then I'm up 10-0 or 14-0, and then I'm taking away the run. But like instead of that, they actually have some of the physical bodies
Mhm.
to at least be competitive in the run game. I'm not nobody's sitting here asking them to get like 25 million, TFLs, or just like be like I don't know, like whoever said team who can who's great in the run defense in college football right now. All they gotta do is just be competitive in it, and then middle of the pack with it, and then be really good against the pass with the pass run, and then you'll be good to go.
Hmm. And I think a lot of times too is, and we as fans sometimes do it, is we're gonna look at the stat line at the end of the game and say, oh, we did a good job. We didn't do a good job. We haven't done a good job.
Mm-hmm.
The stat lines have been very deceiving, and they've been very telling about what we need to do and what we're trying to do on defense.
Yeah.
And well, I won't say tell, they've been very deceiving, rather, right? Because if you look at the stat lines, think we ran the ball very well. We haven't. I mean, I'm sorry, we defended the run very well. We haven't. And last week in a must-win game, again, a must-win game, because I've seen a stat, and I want to see if you do agree. But out of the side, somebody posted, he said, is USC ready to go 7-5? Right? And when I look at the rest of the season, and my first reaction was like, man, hell no, we ain't going 7-5. But then I look at the rest of the season and who we could lose to, we could end up at 7-5.
I
We have to
think
go.
that, and I've said this once. I said and I don't listen. I don't. I just saw a video that Ryan Abraham from Inside Troy just posted. And he's been covering USC for like 20, 30 years now. And on his message board on the Peristyle podcast or USCfootball.com, you have people saying what I'm this is probably a hidden account by Coach B, fire like Riley, and hire Urban Meyer. But but thing about it is like, and like I said, I will always admit to everybody that like I am a Lincoln Riley fan, and I like him more. I like him more than most people do, and I can list of reasons why, but I'm just saying, like I do. I totally admit it. I'm not gonna sugarcoat shit. But I always preface that by saying you don't get to coach a blue blood, lose, and stay coaching a blue blood. Like
True.
you just don't. And listen, I like Lincoln a lot, but like you just don't get you don't get that opportunity. Like that doesn't exist in college football. Like this is I mean, this is like you got to be able to win games, dude. And this team is, when you have the defensive, I think it was the offensive line coach said that we just had to be as blue collar as we possibly could, because the better athletes are on USC. That we can't out athlete them in this game. Ding dong. That means you got the better fucking team. Like, you know what I mean? Like, and they know that. So they're doing whatever they can just to hang on. Like, you know what I mean? So like, I mean, I don't want to. I mean, listen, I understand the food poisoning foolishness. I understand all that stuff like that. But like, it's easier to play defense again when you have a situation where they're in 3rd and 11, they don't have any burners. They don't have any NFL talent at wide receiver,
Mhm.
or tight end, like or running back. Shit, like I mean, and you lost to that team. That's just wild, bro.
Well, you look at, and again, I think Fitzgerald got exposed, right? We like the kid, high on the kid. We need Ramsey. We need Ramsey.
We need Ramsey in his traditional role.
Well, just to be a leader on the defense. If you
Yeah.
look out of sorts in the secondary,
Mhm.
Ramsey, he took that underneath. One thing the
Yeah, yeah. Go
worst
ahead. Go
angle
ahead. Go
to
ahead.
take
Yeah.
is go underneath from the safety position. You don't go underneath that.
You can't.
You go on the top of that and make him cut back and make him do something different. But there's no way you go underneath that.
Yeah.
You're the last line of defense, bud. You're it.
Yeah, yeah. And like even in that situation, like even though they're being blocked, your help is
The inside.
is underneath. So you have to go to the outside. And make him cut back. Or, yeah, exactly. But when I saw that, I thought about you when I saw that play because that play was ridiculous. That play was crazy. That play was crazy. Yeah,
It was crazy because I was sitting here with my best friend and we're watching it, and he's a safety. He plays safety. We're both watching it, and we lost our collective minds together. And he's not even a USC fan.
Yeah. Yes.
And
Exactly.
we both lost our collective minds together.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I'm like, there's no way. There's no way you do that. And I feel like Ramsey gives us stability on that back end. As much as we have blown coverage and stuff like that, he also, no matter where he's in, as long as in his presence, gives us that the stabling force to say, okay, guys, calm down, get in this spot, this spot, this spot.
And I believe Coach B, he was playing. He was wearing the green dot, so it wasn't just him playing the helping us out playing.
Yeah, no, he's the green dot.
He's the green dot. So yeah,
yes,
so losing your green dot before the game, whatever. I mean, listen, I don't listen. Take, we got bigger planes. We got bigger planes, more expensive planes now. Go ahead and go to In-N-Out, grab some food,
Eating a crap.
Yeah, stop eating on the road. Like I don't want to eat because I don't even put it. I'm not saying that it was actual. He definitely got food poisoning, but in college football, I don't put it past some of these schools in the Big Ten or SEC to sip a little something. You know what I'm saying?
It was more than just him. He just was the highlighted one.
Yeah, exactly.
It was more than just him.
Yes, exactly.
There's no way. And look, Lincoln, you got the big fancy plane. Let's get a big fancy meal that we took from home.
Prep and take it with you.
Like, come on.
Yeah.
We are USC. Get a chef. Goddamn. Bro, listen, I don't care what we got to do. That can't happen.
Bring a chef when you bring the food from California. Like, I don't want to even buy the food. Yeah. I want to buy the food in Ann Arbor or whatever. Oh. Like, come on, bro. 100%. I mean, I'm not big against conspiracy theories, but weirder things happen in college football. Then somebody saying, "Oh, where they staying at? Okay, where they eating at?" Like, nah, bro.
What hotel? Oh yeah, because listen, here's the thing: we know when they come here. I've been at the hotel with them.
Yeah, yeah.
I know where people where the other opportunity. Me and my kids, I never forget. One year, me and my kids were down here. Short story. Me and my kids were because when I travel from Northern California, Southern California, especially games, we always go downtown.
Yeah,
that's where everybody stays. So we're on the elevator, and the team was staying there, of course, with their parents and fans and whatnot, and happened to be Fresno State that year. And I said, "Hey, kids, that's the enemy." And my kids looked at me. And now the rest of the day, everybody with Fresno State jerseys had Fresno State on. They were the enemy. Yeah. And then we saw them coming out of the ballroom where they just got done eating as they were walking through, and they were like, "Hey, Dad, those are all the enemies." Right there.
That is funny. That's a good one. That's a good one. Let's talk before we start. Before we start talking about and like it was one last thing I would say is It was frustrating in that game because that was one of the as far as the game being called offensively, Lincoln was in his goddamn bag. Even my people who don't like Lincoln, they were texting me. They were like, "Yo, that's hot, bro." He was in his bag. He was feeling himself. He had a walkie-talkie like he was a cop. He was like, he was in his bag.
The thing about it is that when he was. The play that cost us the game, honestly, was the illegal man downfield. Because if you look at it, that in the game, it's a totally different ball game, right? But I hate the plays. I hate the calls that don't impact the play.
Yep.
I hate those calls. Those calls I despise. Yeah. If it doesn't impact the play, put your flag in your pocket and go about your business. I don't know what team.
Yeah. So you mean the wide receiver and the cornerback? There's a small hole, but the running play is to the right, and he runs it for a touchdown.
Right.
He's not making that play anyway. So just
not even near.
Yeah. So just call a touchdown. Don't call the
our legal man downfield. Our legal man downfield. He was way to the left. He trickled upfield, maybe an extra yard.
Yeah.
Maybe, and he just got lost in space. He wasn't blocking anybody. He wasn't trying to block anybody. Hell, he had stopped running.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, no, it's stupid.
He meant nothing to the play.
Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. I agree. I totally agree. I think it was stupid. I wish he would have been like, because knowing the play call and like and knowing it's gonna be a long developing play, just hey, let me just make sure I don't move. If there's
Yeah,
nobody to block, just don't move, and the play is fine. But the play would have been that was an all time USC play. That didn't
yeah.
count. It was a great because I didn't because for a second I was like, oh shit. I was like, oh, I know what was going on for a second. I was like, I forgot my eyeballs off to the side. I was like, what is going on
Right.
here? And I was like, so yeah, and Makai is the best receiver in football. Like, I
And
mean,
he
I
was
don't want
doing
to.
what he
I don't
does.
want to hear. I really don't want to hear about Alabama. I don't want Alabama receivers. I don't want. I mean, they're good players. I don't want to hear about Ohio State. Like the best receiver, we could have this at least. The best receiver in football is Makai Lemon. Like in
We
college football, he is.
the kid in open space.
Yeah,
There's
yeah. There's
he's
nobody who takes him down.
all in open space.
There's nobody who takes him down on the first on the first of the
No,
first
he makes
first
you
set.
look foolish.
Yeah, man. So what would you be doing this week? If you're in USC's position here, to get ready for Michigan here. Michigan that doesn't have a bye week. They're right now. Where I'm out of the side of my eye. I'm watching them. They're leading 10-7 over Wisconsin. What
Uh,
like at the halftime, getting ready for that game. The place is going to be rocking. Like that
yes.
play, yeah. The one thing about the Trojan fans, as far as the tickets go, I know Michigan fans are going to make their way out there, but the place is going to be packed. So
Um,
4:30 on for
I
4:30
think
on
it's already
Saturday.
sold out. We've already sold out tickets.
Yep.
Already always sold out. Today coaching, right? We're sitting up defensively. If I'm Lynn, my whole defense, we're in a room and watching this game.
Mhm.
We're watching this game. And then you know what we're gonna do after this game is over? Since we probably recorded it, we're gonna rewind it and now we're gonna break it down. And we're gonna
Yeah.
say, hey, what you've done here. This is my call. What are you doing here? This is gonna be a long day for this run game.
Yeah.
It's the way it's how that's how they're gonna beat us. If they beat us, it's gonna be as a run game.
Yeah.
So now I'm sitting down with my defense. I'm saying, hey, this is the run they got. This is how they blocked it. What are you doing? This is the play call. What do you have? And we're on the board with it. We're doing all of that. We're breaking this thing down. We're on the board. We're doing everything imaginable right now. Right? That's how this game is going to go for it. That's what we're doing today. And then we go next week. And then as we get into more into the week, now we're just watching film, more film, but and going into it. But I think this whole off week, I've let you guys rest.
Yep.
We've got the film room, right? And that's what we're gonna be. We're gonna live in the film room all this whole week. We're gonna live in the film room. We're gonna rest, recover, live in the film room. And then
Because yeah, go ahead.
we've watched all the games in the past for Michigan. So we're gonna watch this week. So we have everything to dial up. And now I'm game planning, right? I'm game planning for what we have going for Michigan next week.
And I would say if you're playing D line and you're not doing after watching, you're not doing what we're asking, then I'm going to replace you.
Yes.
I'm not. I can't say and why I can't go over I can't go over everything, and then be like, and then you go in the game and you're not in the correct fits, all those things like that. I just can't do it. So, that's how I was tackling because like this is I think Max Brown, and Max Brown, former USC quarterback,
Right.
he tweeted something that I was thinking about. I was just going to tweet it, and then he tweeted it, and it was like this next 3 games is could be Lincoln Riley's career. And
And it should be.
like he put himself in a position where like if they didn't lose to Illinois, it didn't have to be because they'd have the leeway to lose maybe one of these 3 games.
Yep.
But now this is it. Like you can't have like Andy Reid, all the really good coaches in football, even John Gruden was good after a bye.
Mhm.
Like you know what I'm saying? You can't have a bye week, a home game. They're playing a physical team against Illinois, and then come home and lose that game. You can't.
Right. No, and we have to be great after the bye. And it should be. And it's not. It wasn't my Twitter account, but if I am going to fire Lincoln Riley, I am calling Urban Meyer, and I'm saying, Urban Meyer, I need you to come here. But that D line coach, both all of them, you're going to keep. Those guys, these position coaches, you're going to keep. Right? These recruiters, you're going to keep them.
Question, and speaking of that too, like I mean, would you? So there has been news that Ed Orgeron wants to get back as head coach. No. I just want to know, like, not if it is no, right? Like, why would you not bring back Coach O?
I would bring back Coach O, just not as a head coach capacity.
So if Lynn left and went and took Henny with him,
yeah, Coach O can come back.
Yeah, he can come back. Okay,
yeah, he can come back for sure.
Yeah.
Which I fully expect, right? Because I fully expect if Lynn leaves, he's going to either head coach a D1 program, or he's going to the NFL as a DC, and he's going to bring Henny with him because Henny's already been up there before.
Yeah, makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah. I mean, these next three games: Michigan, at Notre Dame, and a bye week before Nebraska. Like, I mean, dude, you're making $11 million a year, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, you got, like, at some point you got to show it. Like, you know what I mean? And this team is ridiculous. People will say, like, I was in space last night. I didn't really even like put up a fight really, because I kind of didn't want to be bothered with it right at that point. But like, it's USC's mid, whatever. I'm like, you know what? In my head, I'm like, dude, when this team is released to the NFL draft, and it's so many good players on this team that like it's gonna be like the Clay Helton era. It's gonna be embarrassing to see how many really good players are on this team, and we got nothing to show for it in the college ranks. So like, I mean, you can't keep losing these games. I mean, he's 4-11 against ranked opponents. Like, this is an opportunity. If they win 3 straight, then you are back in it, because next year's, I keep saying this, I know the class is coming in. I know we could have Longstreet, who I thought even in the game against Illinois, to bring Longstreet in on a couple of plays, and those plays worked. Like, I thought he was really thinking, like, he really using the entire roster to score points, which was really cool. Like, and Longstreet probably be the quarterback next year. It's like, bro, like, you can't sit there and just like keep losing these games. You got to be able to win some of these games. And I expect Michigan. I would be more impressed if they won 27-24 against Michigan than if they caught Michigan slipping and they blew them out by more than. I want to see them win a close game against a ranked opponent and stop losing these games to all these 3-point, 4-point games to these Big Ten teams.
No, absolutely. I mean, we can't keep doing it, right? And I think, again, Lincoln's job is on the line. I think he has to win 2 of these next 3. At minimum, he has to win 2.
Yeah, two for sure. Two for sure.
Yeah. You have to win 2. I don't care what 2 you win. You got to win 2. Oh no, I do care, because
actually I do. I do care.
I do care. You can't lose to Nebraska. That's number 1, because if you go there, there's going to be no excuse for that loss.
Yeah.
Right. So Nebraska and Notre Dame, I can sacrifice Notre Dame. We got to beat. We have to beat them. If we don't beat them now, we won't beat them.
And to me, it's like they don't really have. I mean, I'm not skipping Notre Dame. I'm not skipping Michigan to disrespect Michigan. We're just talking about the 3-game situation. But Michigan, I mean, but Notre Dame, this is a bad Notre Dame defense. So, like, if you got to win that game 41-44, then go win that game that way. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is not like a, oh my God, we physically can't handle Notre Dame offensive defensive line. No, this is a game where you outscore them. There probably won't be a punt in the game. The way CJ Carr is playing, and the way Mayava is playing. So, I mean, that's what I would do. But it is what it is. But we're first come first. Like, you can't go 3-0 and lose the first game. But they have Michigan game. They kind of have to. Like, I mean, they don't have great receivers. I think Marshall's a good player. But I mean, their whole offense is going to be running the football. Like, your whole mindset, even if it's 3rd and 10, the whole mindset is stopping the run. Like, if you stop the run, you'll be good to go. If they don't, then they're gonna have issues again.
Yep. Just quick update: Mark Sanchez is in stable condition. He is recovering.
Oh, Jesus Lord! Don't want freaking. I mean, who knows who knows? Yeah, thoughts and prayers to Sanchez family and Mark Sanchez. That's just brutal. That's just brutal to hear about. And I think he probably was. I didn't even see, but I'm mistaken. I'm thinking he is a broadcaster. I would think for sure he was probably in Indianapolis because the Raiders are playing the Colts. In that situation. So yeah, good to hear that one, man. Like these doctors know these doctors are sick when it comes to knowing what to do in those situations. All I would see is just blood everywhere, and I'd pass out. So
Yeah.
good for them. Good for them, bro. I get like a little cut on my foot, and I'm like I want to pass out. These dudes are like hands in it, everything, and all those stuff like that. So good for them. Hopefully Mark Touch is okay. But yeah, I mean, like the matchup is advantageous. I mean, for us, I thought even last year, last year was advantageous for USC. I mean, they just couldn't hold on one more play, and like this team is thriving. These teams this team like Michigan and Wing Martindale, they're thriving, and they want that turnover so bad.
Right.
If you don't give it to them, like you're gonna win the game.
Yeah, you're in a dogfight because Wisconsin hasn't turned the ball over.
Yeah, that's exactly Wisconsin, 100%. Like if you're USC, don't turn the ball over, and then that's a huge because that's all you want. Just hold on. Just sometimes you just got to punt, and if they force you to punt, that's fine. But like, don't turn the ball over to them. I mean, because as soon as I almost said Woody Marks, as soon as Wayman Jordan fumbled the football, it was like you knew they had you knew that was it. I mean there's gonna be a dogfight if they score a touchdown on that drive, which they were dog walking them down the field.
We were moving the ball.
Yeah, they were dog walking down the field. The opening script was phenomenal. But so they gotta figure that out. We'll see. I will see. Should be a packed house. Should be pumping. Should be a lot of the quote unquote DJ you guys hate won't be there. So because that's what we're concerned with at USC. How about we use that energy towards the head coach who's not performing, but like we're about a damn DJ at a stadium. But that's neither here nor there.
Yeah, that's annoying. The DJ is
yeah, it's typical. Because like I said, there is the fandom at USC of people who went to USC. And there's a fan who are like the city who looks at USC football as their pro football team.
Right.
So that's the little inner workings of the battle there between the whole dynamic. But I mean, who would be a guy who let's have a situation here. Like first of all, how old is Urban Meyer?
I think he's in his. I want to say Urban Meyer's in his probably 50s, late 60s, or early 60s.
He got an early start on his career. So
yeah.
Let's see. Let me just see how old Urban Meyer is. Urban Meyer, because there are some. I mean, on the field, I don't think there's gonna be downside, but on the other, there was some other stuff because him in LA might be dangerous.
Well, he's been in LA. That's the whole time he's been.
I know, but I mean, you know what I'm saying when I say that.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I do.
He's 61 years old.
Yeah,
61 years old. 61 years old.
I mean, again, I'm taking Urban 10 times out of 10. I wanted him before. I just think that at that point we got to bring some stability and understanding of this college game. Right?
And him with that class.
Yeah.
That'd be kind of
and he knows how to and where to go recruit.
Yeah, he does.
Ever lose that edge.
Yeah.
No matter what, he can recruit. When he got to Ohio State, he recruited across the country. It won't be a thing where we're gonna, he's gonna miss out. And he knows how to run a program. Start there. He knows what to do, how to run a program. Now my only fear is he hasn't had to deal in this NIL era. He's never had to deal in this. He's never had to have this issue in understanding the NIL landscape. He's been able to watch it, but never been in it.
And the question, and the big part of it too, is that you have Jen Cohen, you have Chad Bowen, who so you have a GM who understands. The GM can just sit there and say, "Listen, I got a team with your knowledge and my team. Like I'll take care of the NIL stuff. You let me know what players, to go after, to bring in. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll make it work. Because even if we get the top guys in Cali, we should be good. And then you go out of conference for the Jakeem, for the Thanoses and people like that. Like, you know what I'm saying there, makes sense.
I mean, that's what I've been saying. I think I sent you that text. The thing, I think I sent it to you, where it's like, before, like Link, I remember I kept saying earlier in our shows that we have to recruit California. We recruited California, and
Yeah.
we ended up with number one recruiting class.
Yeah. Funny how that works. Funny how that works.
Right? Like,
Funny how that works.
gotta recruit California.
Yeah, you got to. You got to. Is there another name out there that you would I don't think I think Signetti has already signed a long-term deal with Indianapolis. I mean with Indianapolis with Indiana, and I don't think he's going anywhere. I mean, obviously, USC would pay more, but I don't think I don't think he would end up going anywhere as far as that goes. But is there another name? I don't know if there's another name. I know one name that I have heard that in USC chats that's close to home to your professional football team.
Don't bring Jim down here.
Huh?
You talking about Jim? Don't bring Jim down here.
No. I'm talking about Jim. Think about your coaching staff.
No, don't bring Greg Roman down here. Do not.
No.
I
Keep
would
going.
like,
That's what we are. That's what we are. They were like Mentor's young.
he is
Came to Michigan and could build a physical defense. Has a GM. I mean, would have a GM in place who can get things done. Like, what were your thoughts about Jesse Mentor?
I worry about us because what we have to do. We have to offensively still where no matter what our defense has been, we still have to be that offensive team. That's our hallmark.
Our hallmark, yeah, it is.
Our hallmark is on the offense, and Mentor worries me on that side of the ball. And honestly, I don't want a play caller. I want a CEO. I don't want a play caller guy.
Yeah,
that's why I'm so stuck on Urban. I'm tired of the play caller guys.
Yeah.
Oversee the whole team, understand the whole team, understand the culture, understand the pulse of your team. Yeah. When you have to be a play caller guy, you can't you're gonna lose somewhere. You're gonna lose somewhere.
Be that guy who back in the day when Belichick could just leave the sideline and go talk to a player.
Yeah.
On one-on-one because his coordinators were running the football team. Yeah, that makes sense.
Saban.
Yeah, Saban the same way.
Pete.
Yeah.
Urban. Dabo. These guys are CEOs.
Yeah. That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
Like we talk about it all the time, but Dan Lanning's not going to win anything. The pulse of his team.
Yeah.
I mean, you got it. The CEO guys are the guys who win in this game because they cultivate the culture. They are able to go touch everybody at every moment. I can go over there and I can go back and talk to my backup DB when I want to because I can, and I can go talk to, my starting running back when he comes off the field, and I don't have to worry about, now I got to go call a defense or I got to call an offense. You're not worried about that.
And we can say whatever we can make all the Dan Landing jokes, whatever, with the pool thing. And the whole little his crazed look on his face after the Penn State game, but that's culture, bro. Say we can say what we want about the Ducks. They got that culture, bro. They don't even have players in their region. Forget about just Oregon. They don't have players in that region. Right. But that aura of that program gets players from California, from Florida, from Texas, from all those places, and they are in it. They're in it every single year, bro. Every I mean, one of these years is gonna pop. I think this year could be the year it pops because it's so wide open. But they're gonna pop and win. And who knows, if they win one, it could lead to multiple. You know what I'm saying?
It's one of the things that break open the floodgates.
Yeah, it is. So if you're worried about them winning it, USC fans, you better hope they don't win it one. I'm so sick of talking about Ducks, but they got it right now. They are weird. They don't. And one thing they definitely do, they don't mess around with lesser talented teams.
They don't.
They take them in the. I mean, last year was a little bit of an anomaly, but they took them to the woodshed, and they're 500 against the really good teams. And then that's it. That's all you gotta be. That's all you gotta be. Man. So Michigan, USC Coliseum coming up here. So we'll see what happens for the injury report. All those things are in a week. This should be a good week for the rest, and then this should be a week. I think they're gonna play. The effort is gonna be there. The big plays are gonna be there on both sides of the ball. But when the game settles down, can Lincoln Riley beat Sherrone Moore? Can can they stop the run? Can they, can they do all these little things that they need to do to win the game? I'm not sure, but what Lincoln's track record at USC says no. So, but like I said, these are quarter by quarter, game by game. These next three games are just his career in a nutshell. I think at USC.
Yeah, and like I said, they very well should be. They
Yeah.
very well should, because you haven't shown us anything at USC to say we can go, not compete, because I think we can compete. We can win.
Yeah.
Haven't shown us that we can win. Competing is not enough.
No. Competing is for Purdue.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. But we have to go win.
No question about it. That's crazy. That's crazy. All right. Coach B, got anything else?
No, sir.
All right, folks. Don't listen to you can listen to the show on your phone, on the podcast version, or if you want to see us, go ahead and go to YouTube. Check us out there. Check out our social media handles. They will be in the bio. So definitely check it out. Coach B, have a great Saturday and fight on.
Fight on, sir.
Peace.